Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Altcoin Buzz Trading. Today we're going to talk about Tron and Kucoin's native KCS token. So let's get to the charts. BTC finding resistance at a 26,446 resistance level up here. So we broke it down here over the weekend, bounced back up yesterday, and now Tuesday morning we're rolling back over to the downside. Volume aggregation tool is showing that there's a little bit of buying pressure, but we'll see if it's enough to hold Bitcoin up overall. In the much larger picture, we are still moving lower. As long as we're underneath this trend line, we're going to be in trouble and continue this downtrend. The question is, what will give in first? The diagonal trend line giving us upward movement, or are we going to find, this horizontal at about the 25,300 level break? Something's going to have to give, and that's the direction the market is generally going to go in. The market overall right now, at least in my opinion, I do think that we have a little bit of upward momentum, especially in the altcoins, as long as Bitcoin doesn't get too much out of control. That's what I'm kind of seeing across the board. But there are still rollovers. There's still resistance as we get into recent highs. So we're not fully bullish by any stretch of the imagination. This is a very dangerous time to think about taking large trades. It's just not a great environment in my opinion. All right, next up we're going to take a look at Tron, which thinks it's a great environment, and we'll see if it's right about that. Tron lately has had this unique ability to do some things other coins can't do, and we have an 0.8558 as a resistance level. And if it can get through that resistance level, we do have a shot at a move up. Now, we did attempt that back over here on July 22nd, and you can see where that ended up. It ended up with a large wick, and the wick itself is about 11%, almost half of this overall range. So there is some danger in buying breakouts in these environments. But, pretty much we buy upside breakouts and downside breakouts. So upside breakouts probably carry the most risk. But as we've seen with downside breakouts, sometimes they don't work out. So this is a tough market to manage here generally. So 0.8558 is my level for this. I don't have a target for this quite yet. We just want to see if volume's going to step in, if it tries to break up. And yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good, and you have to respect that about the chart. One thing I do like about it is this, and it's a small piece to it, but it's a declining volume pattern here. Now, when you have a declining volume pattern as the price goes sideways, as it's holding higher, what it means is that the buyers have stepped away, but the sellers have also stepped away, and they're really not willing to sell off that much. So you need the buyers to step back in and take that momentum. Otherwise, what will happen is the sellers, the people that bought lower here, will eventually start selling. So if it doesn't go up, it will go down. All right. And then the other one I had for you today is KCS, which we've had on here on the channel before. Over here, and you can say we took a nice vacation before rolling over. Now we're through this rising channel, and it's getting a little bit long in the tooth, but let's go ahead and line up a trade for this particular one. Going to grab our short trading tool. Now our entry is going to be here, or actually a little bit higher, hopefully. If we go to the stop loss, a little bit above this level, we're going to be at the 450 level. That's going to give us a 2.3% stop loss if you do it right now. Now, KCS does have the possibility to move dramatically lower. And this is one of the reasons we looked at this trade last time. All right, here we go. So if we move all the way back down just towards the close, that gives us a 5.56 risk-reward ratio trade. And this is not too bad. One thing that I'd like to see by the end of the day is how the volume stacks up, because volume's a little bit light right now, but we still have almost 11 hours left in the trading session, so plenty of time for things to get crazy, if you will. But yeah, right now we are rolling over. We did find some topping signatures. A volume aggregation tool is flipping a little bit to the bearish side as we speak. If that is unable to sustain that downside behavior though, and we start edging up towards here, the risk here is that this turns into a larger consolidation. One reason I don't think that may happen is that this rise happened in lower volume. And so when you have that lower volume like that, especially in just a general rise, what that implies is that the buying pressure is reduced to the point that no one wants to buy it. So if they don't buy it here, why would they buy it here? Why would they buy it here? It'll usually, in most of these coins, roll back over all the way. And it can take a little bit of time to do that, but that's generally what happens. So this is not a bad trade. Profited about the 383. And if it's still diving at that point, you just let it go. But your stop is pretty hard there at 450. So this is worth a second attempt, at least in my opinion. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you today. Let me know if you have any questions down below, and I'll see you next time on Altcoin Buzz Trading.